Welcome in. Roundtable Sports Live from Radio Row. We're going to give you all the latest you need to know about the NFL. The latest topics while we're here on the final day of Radio Row. Wow, what a week it's been, Dan.
For the first time in fourth and forever history, we are on time for a stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are on time. And while we've had an incredible experience here in San Francisco, last night we met. And we were really trying to plan out this offseason for offseason content purposes. But we also said priority number one, we got to start being on time for these shows.
We got to be punctual is the word, baby, because that is what it's about. And, I'm sure a lot of people that follow Roundtable Sports are probably thinking to themselves, where are the boys with these live streams this past week? Well, we kind of shifted our focus this time to do short form interviews, and we were all around. And this is why on the last day we want to do this live stream. And so that's basically why you have not seen a lot of live streams from us this past week, because we wanted to focus in on connections, networking, and of course getting some short form interviews. But how are you doing, TD, today?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a long week, but this is a beautiful day. Now it's freezing in this building. You see Dan Mitchell hoodied up over there.
Cold.
But no, man, we got a lot to talk about. There's some things that's been going on this week, especially last night with NFL honors. We're going to get into that and so much more right here on the show today.
Speaking of which, I think that's a great segue, because this time change in San Francisco is wild. Last night when Colby looked at me and he said, "Oh, Drake May got robbed for the MVP." I was just like, holy hell, what time is it? 6 p.m.? But since that ended up cracking, or since that news was real, the internet is going through a massive storm right now. People are suggesting that Drake May got robbed. And surprisingly enough, boys, y'all know that I hate the Patriots. I don't think that Drake May should be in the Josh Allen conversation. However, I think that he got robbed from the MVP last night. I really do. I'm going to hop on this show, look you in the eye, and admit it. I think Drake got robbed. Have to stay consistent. Have to truly define what value means. And it's hard for me to see how this is fighting with statistics for the first time in 3 years. It's wild to me.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it's turning into this favoritism thing with certain writers. I know this is somewhat of a conspiracy, but with this, you got guys voting that share the same agency and things of that nature. There's incentive behind it. Not saying that was the case, but we got to figure out a process that makes it, it makes it unbiased. Some people have their biases in the voting, in my opinion. But here's what I will say. Why in all the voting, even though it was close, you had Stafford 24 votes, Drake made 23, but why did we see Josh Allen with 2 votes and Justin Herbert with 1?
It's funny because so the guy that actually voted for Justin Herbert, he let himself be known on the internet. And
Sam Morrison of 33rd Team.
And Pats fans are very upset with him. I'm pretty sure someone leaked his address on Reddit or something along those lines. They are very angry. Herbert was wild to me. I'd probably say Josh was kind of wild to me as well. We try to stay as so objective as humanly possible when it comes into these awards. But at the end of the day, how you have to look at it is a lot of these guys are going to have biases.
Simone with sports.
Eagles still on top. Everybody else don't know what they're talking about, but it don't matter. Their teams are losing next season. Eagles Super Bowl 61 champs.
Go check out Simone with sports. She's our Eagles creator here on the NFL. With the sports. Simone with the sports.
Yes.
Killing it here at Radio Row this week.
Yes. So what are y'all actually talking about?
We're talking about how they think Drake May got robbed. What's your thoughts about the MVP? Matthew Stafford won it. He thinks he got robbed. Drake May, he thinks he got robbed. Who do you think should have won the MVP? Matthew Stafford or Drake May, or do you have someone else?
I think Matt Stafford should have won.
I agree.
When we look at the full body of work, the consistency, the opponents, the division that they played in.
Thank you.
I know
46 pass touchdowns too, by the way.
Yeah, in the latter part of the season, the Rams was stumbling and fumbling a little bit. So I feel like it's kind of recency bias because the last couple of weeks, he was selling, he was throwing in picks. So I feel like people forgot what he was doing in the early part of the season.
Well, I happen to agree.
I'm not sure we could take quarterback advice from a Jalen Hurts supporter, but no.
I'm supposed to be ones.
I am. I'm just throwing
Tua
shot.
I
Hey.
know what
You know, you talk about the quarterback that replaced Jalen Hurts in the national championship, made him go sit on the bench.
And that was what has he done since
I'm just
Super Bowl
saying,
MVP?
If Tua was
So all y'all like this.
if Tua was with the Eagles,
No, Richie's cool. Dan's still cool, but something about TD and Tuck.
No, I'm just talking. I don't even believe what I'm saying right now.
Oh, you believe it?
No, I don't.
All jokes contain truth.
But I don't believe that Stafford should have won it. Drake May killed him in almost every statistical category, with the exception of touchdowns. Touchdowns were the only thing. The only thing were touchdowns. That's it. And he got some of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Who does Drake May have?
So I look at it from this perspective, right?
Who the heck did Drake May verse, bro? You're talking about the hardest division of football, the NFC West.
So I look at it from this perspective. Last year, Josh Allen won the award based off of value. Thanks, Mo. Appreciate it. Last year, he won it off of value. He did not lead the league in statistics. The year before, Lamar Jackson won it. He won it off of value because he was nowhere near close, the highest or most productive guy going into it. And I also think that they both won that award when you ended up looking at their roster and you said, okay, like not a lot of help. I love Matthew Stafford, right? I think that he is a Hall of Fame QB. But the problem is, you can't look me in the eye and say that him crossing 46 passing touchdowns had nothing to do with Puka Nacua and Adams out of the field.
How about somebody look me straight in the face and tell me that Matthew Stafford would have thrown 46 touchdowns with Drake May's wide receiver core?
I think you both are downplaying Matthew Stafford's precise back shoulder throws, placement. You really are. I mean,
how much yards after the catch?
Are you? No, it's not yards after the catch. It's red zone efficiency, pinpoint accuracy, putting the ball only where the receiver can get it. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are two studs, of course. I'm not taking anything away from that. But let's not just act like any quarterback in the world of those two wide receivers are putting up 46 passing touchdowns. That's what I feel like that narrative is totally wrong.
46 passing touchdowns is very impressive. I mean, he had a MVP caliber season.
He killed it.
But again, from a value standpoint, you don't just rate value off of how many touchdowns you threw. You rate value off of how many you threw with how many touchdowns you threw with what you got. You got it. You got the platter in front of you.
Say that.
But my thing, you're adding context to Drake May's situation.
You have to.
Okay, so add context to Matthew Stafford's opponents. That's the contest. Absolutely.
It was proven yesterday when you look at EPA per opponent.
Oh, you're an EPA guy now.
Well, you know what I was.
This
was a good argument the other day. When you look at EPA per opponent, the Rams had a tougher opponent base, but barely. I mean, it was barely, Richie. They were literally like 2 spots apart. It was barely.
NFC, the toughest division of football, the NFC West. They had a way difficult run to the playoffs.
Here's the difference, Richie. Everybody's talking about opponents as in teams. When you talk about these two quarterbacks, you should only be evaluating the opponents based off of the defenses they played, not the teams overall that they played. And the defenses EPA overall are somewhat similar, like literally like A and B. They were right there at the same difficulty level. And guess who played better in like-minded opponents? The teams that both of them played. Guess who played better? Drake May killed him in every statistical category against the same teams that he played.
Do you realize that every single team the Patriots beat fired their coaching staff, right?
That's fine.
Because literally, there's no great.
And so is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Every team they've beat, they fired their coach.
Yeah. Every single team the Patriots beat this year, they fired their coach.
Come on, man. They didn't fire 14 coaches.
Now, look.
So every coach in vacancy was because of the Patriots.
They versed bums. They beat bums on their way here.
So one thing I do want to make clear. I am happy that Drake May did not get the MVP last night. In fact, I find it hysterical. I find it absolutely hysterical that some asshole just voted for Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. 3 guys are like, yeah, you know what? Screw New England. All right, we're mad you're back in the Super Bowl right now. But it's great because now Bills fans have that over Patriots fans. Hopefully, they will also get completely destroyed on Sunday against Seattle. That's my goal.
Listen, man, overall, they both were deserving this season. I just feel like there's not consistency
Yeah.
Because what you elected Josh Allen for is different than what you're electing Stafford for.
So I found the graphic. Here, let me pull this up. Okay? You can look at it yourself so you can prepare yourself. Who was that from? Pat's Planet?
Yeah.
So basically, there's a graphic out there shows you all the teams that the Patriots beat. And literally, the only teams that did not fire their coach was the Panthers, the Saints, the Jets, and the Bengals. Everybody else, their head coach was fired. You tell me on that list what team is impressive. I mean, that really goes to show you the type of system they got going over there and the opponents they went up against. Right, TD? Come on. Tell me.
Stop it,
So
Richie.
you're just not. I mean, this is the context we're talking about,
Well, the
bro.
context that I'm talking about, Richie, is why don't we talk about the teams that both of them played? That is a even comparison, okay? We know that the Patriots had an easy road in the regular season as far as opponents weren't as great. But the defenses that the Patriots have played, they played some of the best defenses over even the Rams.
So here is the graphic I'm talking about, the Patriots' schedule this season. And as you can see on here, I love how the Jets are in red because they fired their OC and DC. Basically, the only three teams that do not have any big-time change are the Carolina Panthers, the New Orleans Saints, and the Cincinnati Bengals.
They should have fired.
What are your thoughts of this graphic then?
It's telling. It's telling, man. Look, as much as I love to hate on the New England Patriots, they did win 14 games. And you need to play who is on your schedule. And make no mistake, this is not me rooting for this team to win the big game. But I feel like that, you can't deny that they were able to string something together. Winning in this league is very difficult. And so it is what it is.
And this isn't even about discrediting them to be the Super Bowl. I think this is just the context of the MVP because I think it's a no-brainer for Matthew Stafford to win this award because when you bring up context for Drake May, I got to be the one to bring up the same context for Matthew Stafford because you're acting like there is no context.
What context?
The opponents that they went up
What
against
opponent?
and the division that they are in and putting up 46 passing touchdowns in today's NFL is going to give you that award. 110%. He had 15 more passing touchdowns.
What
15.
What opponents are we talking about here, Richie?
He also had 15 more passing touchdowns, not 3 more, not 5 more. He had 15 more passing touchdowns than Drake May.
What opponents are we talking
It's a
about?
pass-heavy league. Go look at the previous MVP awards. They all value passing touchdowns.
Drake May still had to go up against some of the best defenses in the NFL. You're talking about opponents as in teams over.
Okay, what defense do you see on this graphic that's the best defense in the NFL that Drake
Bills
May
had
went
a
up?
good defense. Ravens
Good
had a
defense. No.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't have a
Okay,
good
now you're just speaking out of your rear end.
Hey, man, 3 in a row in the playoffs, man. End of discussion.
Okay, that just proved my point because he just said something that's factually incorrect.
Richie,
and then you just-
Richie, you can talk
So
about
it's a regular season award, too. It's not
Yeah,
a playoff.
You can't look at the playoffs in this.
you can talk about teams all you want. You're still stuck on the opponents as in the whole team.
I'm stuck on the elite defenses they went up against. I'm still waiting for you to tell me.
Can you tell me the ones that Stafford went up against?
Yeah.
Go
The
ahead.
49ers twice.
The 49ers twice, and what did they do this year? They
Went to the
didn't.
playoffs.
They barely held people this year on
They had a
defense.
top defense. They got Robert Saleh head coaching gig.
Salah had a
And they
solid.
also had to go up against the Seattle Seahawks, a top defense in their division twice.
Salah had a solid defense this year, but at the end of the day, the Patriots still play good defenses this year. You act like they didn't. You act like they didn't play the Browns, who had one of the top. Hold on. So you're saying the Browns didn't have a top defense in the league? Exactly. This is my point, Richie. You keep talking about the entire team. Drake May doesn't play against the offenses of the other teams.
Oh, he's
This
cooking.
is what I'm talking about. It's the defenses. The EPA is almost identical. Stafford has a barely edge. When you look it up, they're almost identical on the defensive EPA. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about the teams overall. No, it's about the opponents you're going up. The quarterback doesn't play both ways.
In your words, you were saying they went up against elite defenses.
They went up
You went
against
up against
top
the Browns,
defenses.
okay?
Overall, Richie, the
Where else?
EPA is very similar on the defense.
Where else is a top defense? And I'm trying not to be a hater. I'm just like, you're bringing up context. I got to actually bring up context too. I don't see elite defenses that Drake May went up against.
Richie, if you look at the statistics, this is what you're missing. If the Patriots went up, say they went up against all mid defenses, The difference is the Rams might have had 4 elite, but they also had 5 or 6 of the worst. And then it evens
Patriots
out to
had
be
worse, dude.
Overall, they both had the same level of difficulty on defenses. All you got to do is look it up. They did.
Bro, they go up against the Seahawks, the team that's in the Super Bowl twice, the 49ers that have the better defense than anybody. You talk about, let's see.
Panthers, the
Jaguars had a good defense this year.
Hold on, no. See, you want to talk about the good defenses. What about
Eagles?
What about the Panthers, the Cardinals, the Falcons? Come on, man.
The Patriots went up against the Falcons and the Panthers
this year. The Lions were garbage this year. The Cardinals again, the Panthers again. Come on,
They
man.
went up against the Panthers, the Patriots, similar opponents.
Okay,
Continue.
and guess who played better? This is my point. In similar opponents, guess who played better?
Matthew Stafford.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Drake May outplayed Matthew Stafford in like-minded opponents. And these are facts, man. Y'all are ignoring these simple facts. I understand the better teams, but not better defenses overall.
Yeah, and then Drake May, I know it's not an MVP award in the playoffs, but he goes up against 3 tough defenses in the playoffs. Wasn't really impressed with Drake May's performance in the playoffs, but hey, the team around him played well.
He was great in the playoffs.
He was great in the playoffs.
Yes, he was.
He was great in that Texans game.
He was great in that Texans game.
He was great.
Are you talking just because of the fumbles? Outside of that, he actually helped his team win the game.
Would you define that as great or good enough to win?
I define it as great because both sides of the football were having the same issues with the turnovers because of the weather conditions. But outside of those, he did enough to get his team over the hump.
If the Texans had a quarterback that did not just absolutely fumble the bag in the red zone based off the turnovers that Drake May had, they would have lost that football game. That's what I'm saying. He did not have a great game.
Guess what, Richie?
Objectively, that was not a great game from Drake May.
Richie? If the Texans had a competent quarterback playing that day, they could have also even lost worse. We don't know.
What I do know is that was not a great game by Drake May, objectively.
Man, Drake May.
I think you're over-evaluating what the word great is. I have a different definition of great in my eyes.
All right. Per Sumer Sports, the Los Angeles Rams ranked 10th and New England Patriots ranked 11th in average defensive EPA faced.
That's why I said it was right there. They both had the same value of defenses.
Who was above the other?
Well, Drake May outplayed. Drake May
Who was
outplayed.
10? Who's 11, Dan? What's your line?
That was the average rank of defense they played. But Drake May outperformed in like-minded games than Stafford.
Yeah.
He had a higher EPA.
It's funny because I feel like every single year this award is always highly touted, right? It is highly debated. It's been this way for the past 5 years. And to be completely honest with you, I really can't even think of another award that people could look at and say, okay, that guy got robbed. Not unless I'm missing something. Was there something else? Like, would y'all have been able to like make an argument that Liam Cohn maybe deserved Coach of the Year opposed to Vrabel? Could you have made an argument of Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year? Like, what are your thoughts there?
I'm glad you said that because that's why Drake May didn't win MVP in my opinion, because they gave Vrabel more credit. And McDaniel. Well, 5.
And Josh McDaniels.
The coaching staff has 5 previous head coaches on it, which is unheard of. So I think that's what ultimately hurt him. Some people gave the coaching staff a little more credit than the quarterback, and it kind of diluted his value. They put a lot of value on the staff, especially since they have all those loaded coaches.
That's what I'm talking about. We have a couple of super chats that came in, man. We appreciate you guys sincerely. Let's talk about Derek, man. Yo, my bad TD on the KC question. I actually have video evidence where a Patriots player said that he was the locker room DJ during an interview. Derek,
Dan has no idea what this means.
I have no idea.
So we were at the Patriots media availability, and we were live streaming it. We asked the chat, let us know what questions we should ask these guys. And Derek said, ask KC, the defensive edge for the Patriots. Hey, I heard you're the locker room DJ. What's on the playlist for the Super Bowl? TD asked that question, and KC's like, I ain't no DJ. I don't know what you're talking about. Make TD look like.
Dude,
that's the risk of asking the chat to ask questions.
Yeah. That is definitely.
But he say he got a player.
All right. Maybe almost as bad as Colby though, because last week while we were at the Senior Bowl, we really can't look at prospects until our teams are over with, like after NFL. So I saw this wide receiver from Wisconsin, and I said, Colby, please do me a favor and pull a scouting report and come up with a couple of questions I could ask him. And he said, ask him about his time lining up as a running back because he did it quite a bit. He's like college football's Deebo Samuel. I get up to this guy and I'm like, hey, Vinny, why don't you speak on the fact that you've also had several reps at the running back position? Would you be comfortable if an NFL team used you like that? He looks me in the eye and he says, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never played a snap at running back in my entire life. Foot in mouth. Thank you, Colby. Anyway, it's been a long week, folks. It's been a long 2 weeks. Enough of this Drake May Glaze Fest.
Someone had to ground these fools, man. It really is. Now Dan's hopping on the Glaze Fest train. I'm not. Now that Colby's not here.
The Jets fan, Tony?
Hey,
Tony, stop. We don't have to glaze Drake May anymore, but I mean, what do you want? Us to talk about the Jets and the dysfunction that we just found out? It continues to run rampant in the organization.
Drake should have won MVP. He did more with less. Patriots were predicted to win 7 games. Patriots, he's 10 toes down, man. He's 10 toes down about this, and I can appreciate that.
Thank you, Patriots 9-2. Just know that Dan, and I actually want to play this video of us last night, if I can quickly pull it up. We were, when Dan said that the news broke, I had to get a quick video of your guys' reaction because Dan and our intern, Justin, was celebrating running victory laps around Colby that Drake May did not win the MVP. So I don't want Dan off the hook here because he's playing buddies right now with the.
Dan keeps killing me with this. Drake May's going 7 for 35 in the Super Bowl.
7 for 35, 3 picks.
So here is the reaction to us when the news broke about Drake May not winning the MVP.
Come on, baby, dude. Drake May, brother. Sorry you didn't win MVP.
It's all right. We like Super Bowl MVPs around here.
Sorry you didn't win MVP, and don't worry about Super Bowl MVP.
Not win MVP, TD. What happened?
Hey.
Matthew Stafford reaction.
Hey.
Yeah, they're biased.
So Drake May's going.
They're biased.
That actually tells you Josh Allen's Super Bowl MVP. That's what makes it even more of a fraud.
Dude, look. Sunday when Drake May goes 7 for 35, 30 yards passing, it's all going to make sense.
Why do you
so much?
You really think you go bomb it like that?
Dude, it's going to be ugly.
No, man. I'm telling you now.
Drake
May might win a Super
now, I'd
Bowl.
like to get the receipts when Drake May balls out and gets Super Bowl MVP. Something that Josh Allen never got to, by the way.
So you got to win the game to get the Super Bowl MVP.
Bills fans are running victory laps over Drake May not winning the MVP. Congratulations to Matthew Stafford. But I don't think Colby will care if the New England Patriots do win the Super Bowl on Sunday. Will they is the question. You know who I'm rooting for? Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
We'll
We're
see.
a Sam Darnold table here, baby. We are a Sam Darnold table.
What did he say?
What did I say? We're Sam Darnold what?
He said something along the lines that Sam Darnold's going to cook the Patriots. or something
Sam
like
Darnold,
that.
man.
Or he better, one of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about this game a little bit. I feel like we
need to.
But this game.
Yeah. I feel like we need to, man. It's interesting because they do have a couple of injuries that were sustained right before the game. You have rookie safety Nick Emenwari. He has a low ankle sprain, meaning that more than likely he's not going to be able to get out there. Does that help out this New England Patriots offense, or is this Seattle Seahawks defense that deep that we shouldn't worry about it? I really think this Patriots team has a great opportunity of being able to prove to all the doubters here that it wasn't an easy schedule. But what a test, because that Seattle Seahawks team is a wagon.
Yeah, that's just funny to me. I'm not buying into the regular schedule when you win 14 games. Now, if you have a weak regular schedule and you win 10 games and you sneak in as a wild card, maybe it has a little bit more, bite to it. But they've earned their right to get to this point. And then in the playoffs, a lot of people doubted them there. And now they're in this game. They need to beat Seattle to shut everybody up. Because if you go through these 4 games in the playoffs and Seattle being, I believe, the most complete team in the NFL, you officially shut everybody up. They can't, have anything to say at that point. Even though people will still have something to say, it's just really hate and bias. But in this game, it's going to be tough though because the Seahawks they have a really good team. They're well coached, but I just think it's going to be a great game because both of these teams have positives that they can, go after and make sure that they show in this game.
What's your thoughts of the Patriots fan mindset of specifically Colby, who's not here. He's on his way home already. The mindset of, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
And if we lose, who cares? We weren't supposed to be here anyway. Do you think that's the right mindset for Pats fans?
I hate to say this, and Pats Nation, you're going to be mad, but it is what it is. The reason why many of y'all feel that way, and you're saying, I'm just glad to be here, because you're not even confident in what your team did this season.
That's actually a good take.
You're not even confident in what your team did this season.
It really is.
Because for me, I think that what's going on in your mind, it was an easy schedule. You know that there were some circumstances in the playoffs that made it a little easier as well. Yeah. But I'm telling you, that just means you still haven't bought into the value of Mike Vrabel. He was going to have you in this position. Now, again, you probably did it a year sooner than I thought that you officially would, but you got to believe what you have. You got 5 head coaches on the staff. You got a franchise quarterback. You got a balanced team that has an opportunity to do nothing but get better because they got money, draft capital. Y'all need to ride. Y'all need to ride on this.
And plus, so many different examples of teams that go on this run, like first year of a brand new head coach, et cetera, et cetera. Like a great example was the Washington Commanders last year. No one thought the Commanders were going to go through, but they took advantage of the last place schedule going into it. It worked out, but then they ended up stepping way back into reality in 2025. Of course, injuries played a role with that. Cincinnati Bengals, for example, you make it to the Super Bowl, and then just 3 years later, cap situations are hurting you. This team is good, but they're not giving me they're not giving me the same feeling I had about the Kansas City Chiefs being like, okay, these guys are going to be here every year for the next 7. This Patriots team to me just doesn't give me that. So I do think that this is a must win for them.
I actually feel kind of the opposite. I think that they're set up to have great success moving forward. But here's the deal. This is where I knew the Patriots were legitimate. And I don't know how you feel about this, Dan, but the Bills were the measuring stick. You all were the measuring stick, not only in the division, but with the rest of the AFC being down this year. Let's be honest, the secret kept, the Bills, they actually have a real legitimate shot to get it done this year. Yeah. And the way the Patriots played you in both games, it's not just one game fluke. That was both games. Even though they lost that second one, they went toe-to-toe. Both games were toe-to-toe. And it told you both of these teams are legitimate, but that solidifies the Patriots. They are legitimate. The way they played the Buffalo Bills put them, man, we're here competing. We're here, and we can't say, well, it's a division opponent, you're used to it. This is a new regime with the Patriots. Usually it's the years you play each other that gives you that familiarity. But just for the Patriots to do what they did against the Bills and vice versa, it put them on the level with you all. And being on that level, you got a chance.
So I think it's an interesting debate. I think that, I wanted to get our intern Justin's thoughts on this, which is the Super Bowl between the Patriots and the Seahawks, Justin. Now, shout out to Justin Morris, who is here interning for Jake Asman, who's doing a great job. And now you're here with us, Justin. But we're basically talking about the mindset of Patriots fans going into this Super Bowl, where I'm just happy to be here type of approach. And you just had something to say about the Bills. Can you just give Justin a quick summary?
I got to know what you said, TD. What did you say about our Bills?
No. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just about the Patriots. That's when I knew that they were legitimate because of the fact that they went up toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the league in the Bills twice. That kind of put them up there with you all. That's when I knew that they actually were a legitimate threat. So
what are your thoughts of the Patriots fans having the mindset potentially like, oh, we're just happy to be here. We weren't supposed to be here. But should they have that, because that's what Colby's been saying.
That tells you everything you need to know about Patriots fans. Is that they act like they've been there and they've done that, which they have, but that was a couple regimes ago. They had a one-and-done Gerard Mayo, and now they happen to get lucky and strike gold that when the Bills are down, the Chiefs are in the playoffs, the Bengals are in the playoffs, the Ravens are in there. That's when, of course, the Patriots, rise from the dead. So it's like typical. We asked for not the Chiefs, and then now here's the Patriots, which I've heard all week. It is what it is. It means, in my opinion, it means nothing if they lose, because now they'll lead the league with most Super Bowl losses in NFL history, which no one's talking about.
Oh man!
So
more
yeah,
than the Bills.
Wait, I didn't say consecutively. I just said of all time. So they lost Drake May's MVP. I think they're going to lose the big game on Sunday.
We had a big debate before you got here, opening up the show about the MVP award, and Dan actually felt like that Drake May was robbed. Objectively, was Drake May robbed? Or do you think Matthew Stafford was right to be the winner, or do you feel like obviously you prefer Drake May to lose as a Bills fan, but objectively, who do you think deserved to win that MVP award?
I mean, objectively, it should have been Drake May.
You do think so?
I mean, he did have better stats. He had a better year. I mean, my whole thing last year was Josh didn't have the supporting cast, and Drake doesn't have the supporting cast. But I'm a Bills fan, and I am biased. So I'm happy. I'm so happy that Drake May didn't win it, because then all we would have heard was, oh, it's his second year and he won it. So hey, like, let's see you get to the pinnacle before we start just handing out awards.
And the thing I told Justin and Dan while they were celebrating the Drake May non-MVP award, you should wait, because if he goes out there wins Super Bowl MVP, that is the ultimate one. So let me ask Justin Morris this question: would you sacrifice Josh Allen's regular season MVP last year for a Super Bowl MVP award?
Without question.
So therefore, even though Drake May lost the regular season MVP award, if he gets the Super Bowl MVP Sunday, all of this will be forgotten, right?
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Oh,
okay. So until it happens, I'm not even.
So does your aunt?
No, my aunt does not. Sorry, Aunt Debbie and Aunt Lori. No, it's. In my opinion, it's I hate these hypotheticals. It's like it's cornering people to fit a narrative that it means nothing if they lose in a week or in a couple of days. Like this whole if and buts were candy nuts, every day would be Christmas. So let's see what happens.
Why does no one think the Patriots are gonna win? Like nobody.
No, people got Patriots. You got Patriots winning?
Yeah.
What's their score prediction?
27-24, something like that. 27-23.
So it's going to be competitive?
Yeah, it
Is it because you don't believe in Sam, or is it you don't believe in the collective unit of the Seahawks? Are they overrated? Like, why are you so confident in New England?
I've left Sam alone, so I'm not putting this on him, even though he could have a stinker. But the reason why I don't believe – yeah, it's crazy. The reason why I believe New England's going to win is because in a game like this, you want to know what matters the most? Coaching.
And Mike McDonald's a young coach.
Young, haven't been in this position. And this is where that experience of 5 head coaches, the best things like the best small trinkets come out in this game. Those big moments when it matters most, that 4th and 3, that 3rd and 11 when it matters, or whatever it is, they're going to dial up the right play.
This is how I look at, though. When I look at like big matchups like this, I look at who has the most ways to win. The Seahawks they can throw it down. They can throw it everywhere across the field with JSN. They can run it down your throat with K9. Their defense can take over. Go the Patriots.
Don't forget the special teams unit for the
special
Seahawks
teams
too.
What can the only way you can see the Patriots winning is Drake May having a day. Do you see Ramondre or Trayvon being the reason why they won? Do you see their defense being the reason why they won? This is why I think it's the Seahawks.
So let me counter that. The Patriots, and they've done it all season, especially the playoffs. And first of all, let's get this straight. Everybody, for some reason, underestimates the Patriots defense. And let me tell you why they do. Because in the regular season, they weren't anything special. But you take those last 4 weeks in the playoffs, they have been, I could argue, the best defense in the entire NFL. I could argue literally the best defense in the entire NFL, maybe the last 6 to 8 weeks of football. And how are they doing it? In the playoffs, they're not trying to take everything away. They're trying to take one thing away. And what is that for the Patriots? They are going to take your run game away. Nobody has run the football on them in about 6-7 weeks. No one. I mean, we got people that great rushing teams only getting 27 and things like that. And what they like to do is take the run away, but in the pursuit of taking the run away, always have that back end guy going at the quarterback, even if it's handed off. So the play action is taken away. So you have to get rid of the football quick because the pass rush is finally effective in these last several weeks because they altered their game plan. So all this throwing all the way down the field, the only way that Seattle has an opportunity, in my opinion, to do that is spreading it out. And they're not going to want to abandon their play action, their big packages, giving you something to worry about. But the Patriots are going to sell out on the run and say, hey, Sam is going to have to beat us. Now, you think Sam going to show up in the biggest game of anybody's life and deliver? I don't know.
Well, I will say this about Sam, the biggest game of his entire life, which was the game previous to this one in the NFC Championship game, he did not just show up. He played like an MVP in that game. 3 touchdowns, 350 yards against, by the way, a defense that absolutely exposed him earlier in the season. So that's, of course, going to be forgotten if Sam does not deliver. If Sam does lay an egg, that game will be forgotten. Big pressure for Sam Darnold to come out there and have a game. And I really do believe this is on Sam Darnold because I do agree with TD. The one thing about the New England Patriots, their defense, they are, if not the best team in the NFL at this, or one of the best at stopping the run. And K9 is a dog. The Seahawks love to establish that run game to set up the play action shots down the field. And if they are able to stop the run, it's really going to be on Sam Darnold's shoulders to feed JSN, spread the ball around to Cooper Kupp and the rest of the guys down the middle of the field. And Sam just got to make the right throws at the right time. And the thing about Sam Darnold in that game against the Rams that really impressed me that he's going to have to show in this game again is handling the pressure. Because there was pressure in his face all game long. He was floating off his back foot, but put the ball where it needed to be down the field into the red zone. So if Sam can handle the pressure, that's going to be big because you know the Patriots, they're going to do a lot of man coverage. They're going to show blitz, and Sam's going to have to recognize the coverage. He's going to have to get the ball out fast and take the pressure up the middle. So it's going to be an interesting battle. What are you looking at in this quarterback battle between Sam and Drake?
What I'm just paying attention to is turnovers. That's what it comes down for me with these QBs. They both have never been here before. This is the biggest game of their life. Drake May's 23 years old. Sam Darnold has seen ghosts in big moments. So that's what it comes down to. We don't have a sample size to know exactly what will happen, but we do have enough sample size to know that Sam Darnold has had 2 consecutive years of getting, 13-plus wins, 14-plus wins?
14 wins.
14-plus wins.
Dog.
Great. Bombing when it matters most.
Last year. Not this year.
This is what we're about to find out.
You're making it. See, this is what he does. This is Hater TD coming out, just forgetting what Sam did in the NFC Championship.
You got to understand, Richie, this is all the marbles on the table for Sam. If
you just said out of your mouth and bombs when it matters the most. He did not bomb in the biggest game of his entire life last year, and he was not carried by the defense. He was not carried by anybody.
In the biggest game of his life last year?
The biggest game of his life was last game he played in the NFC Championship game.
No. The biggest game of his life he ain't played yet, and it's literally coming up.
To this point, the biggest game he's played in was last game, which he balled out in, and now the biggest game of his life is coming up on Sunday.
So he's gotten over some speed bumps, but this is the heel right here. This is all the marbles. If Sam balls out, right, no doubt going forward, you have earned the right for all of the negative past to be wiped out. You have earned that right. But if he comes out there and turns into the old Sam,
I know, I agree with that.
He's going that it's him. It's going to be him. And he had a good run this year. And again, the reason why is because he has a great team around him too. You know, they have great balance. They have great structure for a quarterback like Sam. You can run the football. You don't have to have him carry you. You allow Sam to do. This is what I feel the Bills should do for Josh Allen. You know what Josh Allen is capable of, but stop making him be capable of it every game. Give him an opportunity, just like the Seattle Seahawks with you have a great run game, but they had a 2-headed monster. They had the crazy line. They got the real impact weapons. Yeah, Josh can throw the ball and all this and that, but make life easier sometimes. And so he can see separation all over the field, not having to force something late in the game when it matters most. Then when he throws a pick, it's his fault.
That's just who Josh Allen is, though. Like when we had Diggs, when we had Emmanuel Sanders, Beasley, we had a great receiving core around him. When push came to shove, he's going to put the cape on no matter how great the weapons are around him. That's just who he is. That's why we win games, and that's why we lose games.
So where was that cape about 3 weeks ago?
He had a broken foot. And imagine if we won that game. We'd be in New England. Who knows
so
what would have happened?
Hold on.
Who knows what would have happened?
So it's the broken foot now? Is that what?
I mean,
is
would
that
he
what
be
it
able,
was?
would he be able to?
Is that what? No, Dan.
Would
don't
he
come
be able
and say
to on the third
Now
sevens or
Dan
third
wants to
ace where
come
he
back.
runs in?
And so I can confirm he had a broken foot. All right. He had a broken foot. His foot was healthy. Man, we'd be here right now. I promise.
Man. But getting back on track, the reason why I pushed back on what you said about Sam Darnold was completely unfair. You said that Sam Darnold does not come through in the big moments.
He hadn't come through in the big moments for a long time. He finally did.
And that's what I'm saying. You're not giving him that credit. And I understand, and I totally understand what you're saying, where this game is going to tell it all. But to this moment, what you said out of your mouth is Sam Darnold does not come through in the big moments, and that was proven to be
He
false
doesn't.
this year
It's
so far
not
to this
false.
day.
No, it's
Yes,
not
it
false.
is.
Let me explain why, Richie. A broke clock is right twice a day. It doesn't mean that he's never going to do it, and he has done it this year.
You made it seem like he's never done it before. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Based off what you said, you made it seem like Sam Darnold has never come through in the big moments.
You know,
That's
okay,
all I'm pushing back on. That's all.
He's come through in the big moments once every 8 times. Once every 8 big moments.
Yeah, the most recent, though. It's not
I
like it was
get it.
8 times ago.
I get it, but now you have to start stacking up. Yes.
I agree. This is the game for Sam Darnold to put his fingerprint on this league that I am a legit quarterback.
Yes.
I am a Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl MVP. And we have John Gruden right now coming on the show. I wish he was coming on. Let's see. Let's see
I
if
know,
he's coming.
right?
Should we get John Gruden on?
See
We're
if we can get
staring
a
at John
sound
Gruden.
bite.
What should we ask him?
We'll
I was
see.
going to say who he got on here. All right, let's see. Let's just ask him who he got on Sunday real quick.
I know.
John Gruden. Come on, John. We got to grab him.
Oh, I think he's right here.
We got to get John Gruden on.
Yeah, he's next to us. So Ronnie
He's going on
Barber.
the table right next to us, John Gruden. I was about to ask him who he's got in this game, but he's going to another table, so we couldn't grab him. Maybe after the fact. You never know. Shout out to John Gruden, future Jets head coach. You never know. Just kidding. But
Oh man.
I tried to get him, but he's on the Rondé Barber show right next to us, so we couldn't. If you walk right by here, I would have been like, John, who you got? Sammy D or Drakey Nay? Oh. John Gruden. Man, it's been awesome. Being live here, I just want to give Justin his opportunity. Justin, your first time being here at Radio Row. Tell me about your experience.
Well, it's definitely been surreal, but I want to take you
Just
back.
casually seeing John Gruden.
Yeah, that's crazy. But honestly, it all started out a week and a half ago when I landed in Mobile with you and Dan and the other intern Dom, who does the social media. Like that's where it really started, and seeing the scouts, seeing general managers, coaches on the field, being close up, taking notes on players, like that was kind of like getting me ready for this moment. And coming here and looking around, seeing all the Super Bowl banners, seeing all these ESPN and all these crazy tables it's definitely surreal to be here and seeing like John Gruden walk up to you. We saw Barry Sanders earlier, Mendoza walking around. Like it's Roundtable made it when they're here right now. That's how you know. So I love it.
Well, we appreciate you, man, and
Yeah.
I'm happy that you were able to come. If you guys know about the Jake Asman show, Justin was behind the scenes working the ship, doing all the clips, doing all the back end stuff, and you're getting a lot of experience. So we're happy to have you part of Roundtable Sports. It's only the beginning for you, bro.
Well, hey, I appreciate you guys. Speaking of Jake Asman, I'm gonna go help him.
Yeah.
Dan, your seat was very warm when I sat down, so I appreciate it.
Lloyd.
It's cold at first.
Lloyd's of London.
So one thing I will say is that this conference center is very bipolar when it comes into temperature. On Tuesday, I was sweating my ass off. It felt like a sauna. Today, I feel like I'm about as close as to Antarctica as you possibly can be.
It is cold.
Wild temperature.
You guys are Floridians. It's not cold in here, by the way, guys. I can have a T-shirt. I can take this
it's-
off and feel comfortable.
The coldest it's been all weekend.
Yeah, no. It definitely has been. It definitely has been. But you know what? We can't complain at all. And by the way, I thought that this place was supposed to die down today. It's not.
Not at all.
It's still pretty busy. We're still seeing athletes walk around. We just saw George Pickens walking down the hallway right beforehand. He's going to be a Buffalo Bill next year. I can't wait. But wild stuff, man. Wild stuff.
Yeah, for real, man. Last year we actually left way too early. and I was really upset about it. We left last year at I think you flew out Thursday last year or drove home Thursday, and we left Friday.
Thursday, yeah.
So, this time we're flying out Saturday. I think that's the right way to do it, is being at Radio Row all week. And last year we had no idea what to expect. We were just kind of taking it all in. This year, I feel like we did a really good job of getting some interviews, getting some guests. And the goal next year is to hopefully get our own table where we have our own production studio and we're live literally all freaking day throughout the entire week. That's the next phase of Roundtable Sports' presence on Radio Row.
It's the next one, man. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Want to give a shout out to our proud sponsor, Covered, because they gave out 2 free Super Bowl tickets.
They did.
And now they're giving out a lot of other stuff on their app. PlayStation 5, I'm hosting. I know you're hosting a Josh Allen giveaway.
Allen. Signed jersey. Y'all go check out the contest we have on Cover for that as well.
The link is in the description right now to check out Covered. Dan, what do you know about Covered?
So I'll tell you what, man, it is the #1 personal finance application on the market today. You get to play games either through skill and or chance to win back your credit card purchases. For example, we spent probably thousands of dollars on nonsense all week. Say, for example, I wanted to win back the 600 bones we spent on dinner just 2 nights ago. I could just play a little game of Flappy Bird. And they're offering a bunch of really cool events. If you're a World Cup guy, they're auctioning off 2 World Cup tickets. It just depends. Are you good at games on the internet? We'll see. Shout out to Covered. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Covered is absolutely awesome. You guys can use the code, and you'll get access to all the fun stuff over there on the Covered app.
Don't forget, they're going to give you a free entry every single day. I think a lot of people miss out on that opportunity. You get a free entry to the contest every single day. Highest score wins at the close of the contest, and this is the time to get in. While there aren't as many people, but a lot of people are starting to sign up. So get in now, get in on the action with Covered.
Now, as we wrap up our last show here from Radio Row in San Francisco, man, it's been an awesome time. What do you think we should talk about our last segment here, Dan Mitchell? What do you think? What does the chat want us to talk? Let's engage with our live audience. How about that? The people that
we can actually. Yeah, you know what, guys? Let's go on ahead and transition and wrap up this show with a Q&A segment. In order for your question to be heard, please label it appropriately with either a Q and or an S. Let's go on ahead and lock in, man. What is on the Fourth and Forever audience's mind?
We're only going to read the questions of the people that hit the like button. If you did not hit the like button, we will not be answering your question.
And we know.
We know if you did or not.
And we know.
That's all you need to know.
Exactly. We have Chris is coming in. Hey, guys, hope all is well. Like, support, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that, man.
Thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much. You are the man.
Let's go Knicks. Yes, big Knicks game tonight for sure. Let's see. Oh, yeah, how about Matthew Stafford announcing he's not retiring? And there's Cam Newton walking around. Come on, Cam. Yo, Cam. He's a Drake May hater, Cam Newton.
Yeah, he hates Drake May, for sure.
Yeah, I know.
You don't like him because he's just the guy?
He's just a guy. Would Stidham win MVP if he was on the Patriots?
Stidham? No.
I don't get that question.
I'm not sure I would either.
Player prop bets for Sunday. Well, that's a good segue into our other proud sponsor, just so happened to be Sleeper. Big player prop bets this Sunday. I am taking JSN, 2 touchdowns.
Smart.
2.
Smart.
Not 1. 2. Both of them on
what?
Christian Gonzalez, by the way.
And so I'm going to have to stay consistent with my stat line prediction for Drake May. So I will go under passing yards.
Under.
I'm going to go, well,
7
for 35, 30 passing yards.
30 passing yards.
Yeah. I'm going to take the under for Drake May passing yards.
Man, you're ridiculous, man. This is crazy work. Nah, it's gonna be tough sledding, man. That Drake May, I'm gonna take the over for his line. I think he's going off. I think he might throw for actually 350 yards and have 3 touchdowns in this game. And not only win the MVP, but shut everybody up. Because if Drake May throws 350 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game, what can anybody say?
Nothing.
You know who had 350 yards and 3 touchdowns in the championship game leading into this game?
Do
you know who had that exact stat line in the championship against an elite defense?
It wasn't in the Super Bowl. Everybody can do that stuff in the regular playoff games.
Everybody can do that in the playoff games.
Yeah, regular playoff game. It's about the Super Bowl, Richie.
So what if Sam replicates that?
If Sam Darnold replicates 350 plus, 3 touchdowns plus in this Super Bowl and win, of course, because that would be crazy phenomenal.
And I'm not expecting
So
that.
would he earn your respect if that happened?
Yeah, I mean, he don't even need that to earn my respect. Sam Darnold just needs to come out and not turn the football over, give you 240 plus, 2 touchdowns plus, and, let the running game do something too. But just don't be the reason your team lose. Don't contribute to the loss and make big-time plays. And it doesn't have to be crazy out. This is the Super Bowl. It don't have to be crazy off the stat sheet. Just play a good game. You don't have to be great, and you will earn the respect. But if you have a turnover or 2, yeah, man, you better hope you win.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man, interesting. So let's get into another question. The Patriots keep the AFC relevant, man. I don't know. Drake May over rushing yards we got. I can see that. I definitely feel like it's going to be an over. There's a good question from our boy Zachary. What is the difference from New Orleans versus San Francisco events? Which ones do you prefer? So the big difference that I've noticed is the culture in terms of first of all, being here at the Super Bowl has completely changed my perspective of the Super Bowl experience because I actually had no idea that it was a week-long thing. As a fan, you just look forward to Super Bowl Sunday, and then you watch the big game. But there's so much that happens leading up to it. That opened my mind last year. New Orleans was all about the culture of New Orleans, Mardi Gras. The media party was at Mardi Gras World. They had a lot of cultural food. This time it was all about the San Francisco culture, which is more tech. We went to the EA Sports headquarters for the event, and it was more, different because New Orleans, and this is the biggest issue that we had, Dan and TD, where we had to drive an hour and a half south to Santa Clara where the players are staying. Where we are right now, Radio Row is in San Francisco. In New Orleans, everything's in one area, so it's a little bit more easy to travel. So what was your biggest takes of the difference?
And so logistically, I would have to say the travel was a giant pain in the ass. With that much I can say. With New Orleans was better because you had the convention center and the stadium where you had NFL opening night, which was incredible. It was right in the dome, right on the actual field. This year's Super Bowl opening night was at another convention center in San Jose. So I feel like it wasn't particularly close. I also preferred the media party in New Orleans last year more so than this year. But it's cool. But as far as logistically, it's hard for me to see a time where with this NFL is going to invite into a Super Bowl again right in the city. I think this is going to be one of the last ones.
Scale of 1 to 10, Dan. New Orleans.
New Orleans, 8.
Now San Francisco.
San Francisco for me is 6.
Richie. New Orleans.
10.
10.
San Francisco.
10.
So for me, New Orleans is a 9, 10. And San Francisco is a 6.5, 7.
Yeah. We're on the
really
same.
Give a real answer, but I just everything about this. Oh, Ron Rivera just walked right behind us, guys. Ron Rivera. Hey, Ron, come back here. You coming back to coaching? Ron Rivera around Richie Roll around. But all jokes aside, I said 10 and 10 just because the experience as a whole, no matter what city hosts it, is just ridiculously amazing. But I will say New Orleans was better.
Yeah, so that's New Orleans was better. You got the culture. Everything was in the same vicinity. It kind of was more of a tight ship. Here, man, you had to travel every day to get to everything. So, at some point you just kind of get worn out from it and just maybe stay on Radio Row and work and connect, network, and mingle with players, agents, and doing all that stuff. But it's always a great experience. This experience from a media standpoint, maybe y'all can share a little bit about from a media standpoint. It to me is just amazing. You're in a room with everybody who does what every person in media does. No matter how big you are, how small you are, you're in a room and all the stars, celebrities, ex-players, NBA, everything. They're just here, and you get an opportunity to mingle with a lot of them and make connections. So I love that part, and the access. You can go to every event and walk right through and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's cool,
The
man.
fan experience is a very underrated part. I don't know if
Yeah.
you went to the bottom part of it, but it's like
No, I didn't.
it's actually crazy. It's like this, but 3 times bigger,
it's
and there's just like so much going on. It's so stimulating.
No, it's underground. You know how we went to the shop?
Yeah.
And then the regular level, there are escalators that go down. Massive room, probably. No, did you go on both sides?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, because
ending. Never
it's
ending.
like it goes forever, and
That's where
then
the flag football arena
under,
was, too.
you know where the helmets
Really?
are on the main road?
Yeah.
That's a underneath path to the whole other side.
Really?
Underground.
You know what we went to? There was USA versus Mexico flag football at
Yeah.
that, and we went, and there was like
Flag
a
football
whole
arena
game
over in the
happening.
corner, underground in the
It was
back. It's
epic.
crazy.
That's insane.
And-
whole city down there, man.
The
Well, it's
first thing I
pretty-
saw when we went down was a picture
Yeah.
of the Jets championship ring, Super Bowl ring.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm definitely going there once the show's up.
Yeah, we got to check that out. It's definitely cool.
It's massive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I went to that fan experience when the Super Bowl was in New York, back when the Seahawks won it over the Broncos. I went. It was a really cool thing. So they put fans on display. And if you guys ever wanted to come to next year, for example, it's in LA. We'll be there as media. But as an NFL fan, even if your team's not in the Super Bowl and you just want to get like an NFL experience, like they have stuff going on for every single NFL team. Like they have stuff for the Jets here, for the Dolphins, for the whole AFC East. So they have a whole fan experience. So like say you're not part of the media, you could still come to the Super Bowl week, stay in that city, wherever it's hosted. Next year, it's in LA. The following year, it's in Atlanta. So hopefully, we're going to be there next year in LA again, and then Atlanta, and then just continue to grow and into the industry. We made so many great connections. Let me ask you both a question. If you could think of the highlight of this trip for you, what would come to your mind immediately? The one thing that you're going to take away from this trip from Super Bowl LX in San Francisco, San Jose. Anything come to the mind? Any memory that you're going to call back on, a moment, whether it's someone you met or a connection you made or something we were doing late at night?
What I would probably say is I think that we don't really have a lot of opportunities to all three of us be together and with Colby. So I always appreciate our time where we work all day and that we can go, we can share a table, have good conversation, work on business, just be boys. You know what I mean? It's hard for us to be boys in person, especially since we're all that. And so there's so much value in culture building within this company. So I'd probably say that.
Wow, that's perfect. Well, Jets Forever, actually, I didn't see you. You asked that question, which is cool. What's the one memory that you have that you were going to remember?
Probably Lloyd. One day we'll tell you the Lloyd story, people, but we'll wait on Dan to tell it.
So I'll tell you the Lloyd story.
Oh, we're going to tell them.
All right. Yeah.
It's an inside joke. So you guys are getting some deep lore here of the Lloyd story.
So the internet here was awful, so I had to go back to the hotel so I can make a video. I was sitting by myself at the restaurant, and some waiter, he was an older guy, and he just heard me talking Bills football. He's a big Saints fan. So we were talking ball for 15, 20 minutes, and he looks at me, he goes, "Hey, what's your room number?" I was like, "Okay, it's kind of weird." And so I gave him the room number, and then we go back to the hotel, and there's a bottle of champagne and 2 glasses waiting for us when we come on up. So these guys are sitting there being like, "Oh my God, Dan's sitting there risen the men out here in."
We come back to the room and I see a
dude?
champagne bottle. I'm like, "Dan, where did you get the champagne from?" And he explains it to me. I'm like,
"Oh, it's from Lloyd."
That makes no. Lloyd sent you this bottle, and you gave him your room number. Is Lloyd hiding underneath his bed and he's gonna I don't know, man. It was so Dan was risen up the bartender. And the guy loved Dan enough to send up a bottle of champagne with 2 glasses, by the way. And I didn't want to interrupt. So I'm like, Dan, if you want the room tonight, and let Lloyd come up here.
Shout out my guy Lloyd, though. Shout out my guy Lloyd.
The funny part is, man, I'm not surprised. Dan talks to everybody. Dan strikes up a conversation with every Uber driver. Everybody he passes, Dan talks to, man.
I'm sorry I'm friendly, right? I'm sorry I'm a likable guy. You know what I mean? It's sometimes and so I feel like I have a very approachable face, you know what I mean? And it sucks sometimes, especially if I'm just trying to mind my own business. Someone always starts a conversation with me, no matter what I do. It's tough, but hey, that's the crime of being in this business.
Lord, but
That's a highlight.
But I'll actually echo Dan's sentiments in all seriousness, man. The time we're able to spend together, we're always on camera in different locations. It's just always amazing getting with you fellas, man, and just having a good time, man. So
yeah, I echo that completely. And I'll say the highlight for me was definitely getting Roundtable Sports featured on ESPN, on Bleacher Report, WFAN this morning, on ESPN New York. So I had an interview with Jets defensive tackle Harrison Phillips, and he gave me a really good interview, and that's been blowing up everywhere in Jets land. And it's been it meant so much to me to see the name Roundtable Sports being featured in an article on ESPN, an article on Bleacher Report, an article on all these big networks, because we work so hard here at Roundtable Sports to get our name out there. And I think this is the first step to really get our name with the big dogs. And I'm just really happy to see our name. So that was definitely the highlight from a career perspective for me this week, which was nice. So shout out to Harrison Phillips for that quote. But hey, that wraps it up, man. We're here on the hour long. We want to do a special 4th and Forever episode here live. Is that N'Kobe Dean? I think that's someone. But yeah, so we're going to wrap it up, folks, here at Radio Row. We wanted to do a live stream on the last day. We gave us our highlights. We gave us some inside stories of everything. And you know, this is year 2 for us here at the Super Bowl, and I'm never going to take this for granted. I told these two when we picked up these credentials when we first landed here, I promise to myself and I promise to my 8-year-old self that I'm never going to take this for granted and look at this like it's normal, that I'm picking up an NFL credentials with my name on it with a company that we're building together, a Roundtable Sports. I'm never going to make that feel normal. I'm going to continue to pursue greatness in this industry. I want to climb up the ranks with Roundtable Sports attached to it, with these two next to me, with Colby, with everybody else that's around us, and everybody that's been tuning in and grinding with us throughout this journey. You're part of it with us, man. And thank you guys so much for all the support. It's been an absolute whirlwind.
And just to piggyback on that, everybody who supports Roundtable Sports or any of the individual channels, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And thank you to the people that say things like, man, y'all deserve it. You know, all the hard work that goes into building a network it's a lot, but it's always rewarding in moments like this. And last message I have, you know, to our haters. No.
It's my favorite thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, some people take the humble approach and they're like, oh, nah, dude. Like, oh, man, I love it. And so I love all my haters. No. I enjoy rubbing it in all of your faces. I enjoy
I saw your tweet last night at like 3 a.m. Dan's tweet at like 3 a.m. He's like, I'm the biggest Buffalo Bills content creator on the internet.
And that really upset people. I'm like, brother, don't argue with me. Argue with math, my friend. Argue with math.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You got that Lloyd champagne.
Yeah, we got that Lloyd champagne. But, folks, we appreciate you for tapping in with us on yet another edition of 4th and Forever. Maybe we'll be back next week. I think we will. Regardless, subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you know.
We love you guys. And next time you'll see us, we're out of San Francisco.
Josh Allen Trey.
Sam Darnold, the Super Bowl MVP.